Hi, I'm Ashley Park with IdeateTV. We're here at Stanley's Comic-Con, and I'm sitting here with Phil Ortiz, who is an animation designer. Phil, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in animation design?
Okay, well, I was at junior college, and I was this close to getting my AA, and I made a connection with Hanna-Barbera back in 1978, and that started my professional career. And I had worked at other studios besides Hanna-Barbera, which eventually led up to working with The Simpsons in 1989. And I was there just the first 2 seasons. And I am still doing the comic book, The Simpsons comic book, from the beginning with issue 1. I just finished, I believe I finished issue number 242. It took 23 years, but I finally got it done, and that I've worked on commercials too for The Simpsons. If you remember those Butterfinger Simpson commercials, I did 2 of those. I did layouts for that, and I worked on a small musical number called "Do the Bartman," and I had worked on other projects with The Simpsons. I didn't work on the movie. Everybody asked me that. They asked me, have you ever worked on the movie? I said no, I was just too busy doing the comic books. And that's all I'm doing now, the comics, and going to as many Comic-Cons as possible, and enjoying my retirement. So...
Absolutely. Well, can you tell me, just because, The Simpsons, they're so iconic, what was it like to work on it for the first 2 seasons?
It was an experimental show. It was a very courageous show because they took on a lot of very controversial topics. And I remember after the first season, we got a lot of angry mail from teachers, parents, church groups, nuclear power plant employees. And it was the shock value was intense in the first season. This is the 29th season that they're going to be doing The Simpsons. There still is a shock element in there, but it doesn't seem as strong as it was at the beginning. But they still take on a lot of controversial topics.
Absolutely. For you, just because you did work on it right at the beginning, have you noticed any kind of evolution over the 29-year period that, that might be uniquely from your perspective?
Well, it has evolved. It evolved physically, animation-wise, ever since the Tracy Ullman show, which was 1987 to 89, and then we started the half-hour show from 1989 on. Personalities have changed a little. They had to kill off some of the characters because they wanted to be fresh with ideas. So there are about maybe 3 or 4 characters that have been permanently put to rest, so to speak. And changes that people would never think about in animation, they've done it for The Simpsons. So.
Well, since you've been working on the series, the comic book series, is there anything new coming down the pike that fans might want to know about that you could actually share?
For the comic book series? No, they have the same titles. There are about 3 or 4 different titles for comics, like Simpson Comics, Radioactive Man Comics, etc., etc. But I don't see anything outstanding as far as Simpsons are concerned. Although, if they ever cancel the Simpsons TV show, there are at least over 1,000 characters in the Simpson world. All they have to do is just take one of those Simpson characters and do a spin-off for another 30 years. So they have an eternity of characters to fall back on.
Absolutely, that's a really interesting thought. Okay, so lastly, for aspiring young designers who just want to get their foot in the door, do you have any advice for them?
Well, I would say I belong to the Television Academy, which was formerly called the Academy of Television Arts and Science. I judge college students' films. If they want to get into animation, I suggest that they would put together their own little 3-4 minute film, animated film, whether it's traditional animation or 3D, and submit it to the Television Academy. I don't know if they still have the same perks when you win. They have a monetary value first, an amount that you win, and I think you win an internship probably for the summertime at an animation studio, and it's possible to have job placement afterwards also. So the best thing to do is just try making a small film of some sort and then submit it to the Television Academy.
Really great advice. Thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you on TV.
Yeah, see you on TV. I love that. I'm Ashley Park with IdeateTV.